Before we hit the next recruit, let's talk about a concept here because it applies to JJ Finch yesterday. It applies to Javari Burnett today and to Rydell Kelly. You look at these recruiting rankings and you go on the message board and you see 3-star, 3-star, nah, nah, nah. And I'm one of my followers that I love deeply is this Alabama spending less NIL money, looking for value, XYZ? Are they playing the game, manipulating the 17 million cap number? And I don't know if that's true. I don't think. I think there's a high part of it. I think there's a high chance at that. But what I want to ask you about is these recruiting services. JJ Finch yesterday. We're in Indiana. How many camps are you going to? I don't know. We'll get into that if we're able to interview him. But to me, I'm not sure that he was up there on all these recruiting services. Right? How many? Look, I think On3 Sports and 24/7 they provide a valuable framework, and I think that they genuinely try hard to get their jobs correct.
Yeah,
and I think they genuinely try hard not to be biased, this, that, and the other. But how in the world can you see 1,000 recruits?
Exactly,
and rank them? Like, are you? Is it one person? Is it 10 people? It's probably a team. It's definitely a team. But the team. Is my opinion worth more than Billy's opinion? I'm on the team. You probably got a higher level of scouts and a lower level of scouts, and you just are. It becomes opinionated. It becomes, and you can only have so many 5 stars, and then it goes to 4 stars, and then. So my question is, to your evaluation point with Courtney Morgan, he talked evaluations with the uptick chart. I think that guys like JJ Finch, guys like Javari Burnett, guys like Rydell Kelly, you get rated something, and if you don't show up to camps, then we just rate you something.
Yep.
We just give you a rating, and we slot you in where we think is probably about right. And we don't want to offend anybody, but we're not going to also take big limbs. People talk about the Bama bump, and I think these stabs are, I see a Javari Burnett. He only played 3 games last year. I see him in camp. I see his tape. We like what he can do. We don't care that Billy Sportsball from On3 Sports rated him as a 3-star recruit. He's exactly what we're looking for. You talk to him. You get to know the family. It's a fit. Well, Javari Burnett gets committed. Billy Sportsball from 24/7 Sports goes, exactly.
Yep.
He goes, maybe I need to look at him this senior year a little bit more as he plays and if he stays healthy. We want you to stay healthy. We want everybody to stay healthy. Regardless of what school you're going to, stay healthy, of course. But Billy Sportsball starts to see him, that's a Bama commit. And you're going to get re-rankings. You're going to get re-rankings in August. You're going to get re-rankings in December. You're going to get re-rankings again and final rankings February, March or so. And that's how your Keelan Russell goes from, this 3.5-star committed to SMU, dominates Elite 11. Is a multi-time state champion at Duncanville. Maybe he is a bad dude. Maybe he does look like Jaden Daniels, number 1 overall player.
Bingo. You got to play the game.
I just don't think it's worth it to get worked up over star rankings.
No, I am in complete agreement. I think at this point, given I know it's only 1 year to go off of, not really hardly even a year to go off of, because I think a lot of what we're kind of basing our opinion off of is the 25 class, which we've yet to really see take the field. But I am hopeful. I think this staff has done a great job evaluating talent so far, and I think they have given us reason to trust them. You mentioned, just guys being not really doing the camp circuit, like Lotier Brooks. I think is a prime example of that.
Yes,
from the past
exactly.
Class. 3-star prospect, but you watch the guy play. That is not a 3-star receiver. He just isn't. He has that. He has a different kind of skill set out on the field that we have not seen from many players. We didn't get to see a ton of him, but you saw the clips, you saw the videos.
Ryan Grubb seemed to love him in spring camp.
That is a just prime example of why you don't look. Joe said it perfectly. These guys are doing their job. They're trying to do their job well. It's a very hard job to do, though. You're just going to miss some guys. It is what it is. So it's not worth getting so worked up over on the star ranking as much. Just watch the guys, watch the tape. Like, they all put their highlights out there. They all put their huddle film out there. Just go watch it. Like, you can get a lot from just watching it. you can get a pretty good understanding of if this guy's going to be a decent player or not. You know, we talked about Jet Tamala and how you could pretty much immediately tell, oh yeah, his competition may not be that great, but you see a lot of traits that you understand why Alabama wanted him. You just have to go watch for yourself, folks. Don't get so worked up on these star rankings. They're, at the end of the day, when you get to the NFL, nobody remembers what you were. If you were a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, until they do your little E60, oh, this guy was 0-star prospect. You know, that's what they'll do when Cam Ward wins a Super Bowl. But it's just not it's not worth getting that worked up over. It's just, at the end of the day, an arbitrary digital thing on a computer, a star ranking.
And like, when you think about it from a media standpoint, in our industry right now, lots of cuts. Okay, that's just, I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint. This is just an evaluation. Lots of cuts. So, do you think On3 Sports and 24/7 are experiencing similar cuts and thinking, oh, maybe we don't need 20 scouts, we need 17 to evaluate? And like, you just end up throwing a number at some of these kids. I love. Look, we're going to talk about Kamari Brooks. I was in love with Kamari Brooks, and I still am. Sorry, buddy, I still are, and I'll pull for you definitely. But
he will be a I firmly believe that that's a first-round pick right there in a few years.
And so that's a perfect example. You say, Joe, well, what is he rank? It's a 5-star player. If they come to me, that's a 5-star.
Yes.
Right? Because that's who I've seen, and that's who I'm looking at, and that's his tape pops off the film to me, pops off the page to me. But you go to all his rankings, it's a 4-star player. Like, people will just get fixated on certain prospects. I was fixated on Kamari Brooks. We'll just say that. And now I got to go really start to look at Xavier Griffin and start to get fixated on that. But it's just not a good practice to, Billy was a 3-star. Why the heck is he being recruited? Take us back to Castellanos' comment. This is their jobs. This is DeBoer's, Sheridan's, this is Shepard's, this is Womack's job. This is Courtney Morgan's job